It's here, people. We can play Yu-Gi-Oh! There's no restriction. There's none of the bullshit. Cut that out. Because you can go grab whatever deck you want to play. Because it's now viable with this new Master Rule format. Let's get into the video. So it's Banish for Cause here. If you want to support the channel, make sure you subscribe with the bell notifications, as well as comment and like this video. The Master Rule 5, or the 4.5 update, is coming out, and this is crazy. They're bringing back the old summoning mechanics with the synchros, XYZs, and fusions. So now we're not restricted and you can just summon out as much as you want in a turn. They basically took all the restrictions from the Link monsters out and brought us back all of our favorite decks that you can play. Let's go check out what are the best decks that are going to be viable coming up in the 2020 April format. So for the contenders of some of the best decks coming in April 2020, I'm guessing that Yugioh is going to be really good because they're getting a new structure deck, and now we're going to be able to summon as many fusion monsters as possible to the field, so they're definitely going to be really good. And I also believe that this one is going to be a really good deck because El Shaddai Construct just got unlimited and it was previously limited. So next up, I definitely believe that the Thunder Dragons are going to be one of the top tiers, because right now they're already in the top tiers, and then we're going to be able to just basically get 3 Colossus and 3, maybe 2 Titans on board in one turn, so that's pretty crazy. This all could change with the ban list coming up, so they might actually limit Colossus so you're not able to do this anymore, but there's a big chance that the Thunder Dragons will be pretty overpowered at that point, because Thunder Dragon Colossus will stop your opponent from adding any cards from the deck to hand besides drawing them. So any search cards and starter cards are basically eliminated at that point, and you can have 3 Colossus on board preventing this, and each one can be prevented by destruction once per turn. So I also believe that the E-Hero deck featuring Totally Awesome is going to be pretty powerful in the upcoming format, because now we're going to be able to do all our E-Hero summonings without being restricted to all the Link monsters, and we're also going to be able to get a Toad out with the Behemoth Shark, and it's going to be really good. I do believe this is going to be one of the better decks, and basically Heroes are going to be full power, and all we would need is Hero Lives to come back to 3, because that's the only limited card right now. We have Malicious at 3. All the combos can definitely go through, and it's going to be great deck. So they're going to give it even more support coming up to 2020. I do believe that E-Heroes are going to be really strong. So the deck is still prone and weak to Nibiru, and we also got to keep in mind that next month Lightning Storm is coming out, which is Regeki and Harpy's Feather Duster in one card. So they are going to be susceptible to that, but I do believe that the Heroes are going to be very good coming up in 2020. So another deck I do believe that can come back and we'll see some play is, of course, some ABCs. So we are not restricted to the Link zones anymore, so you might be able to get 3 Dragon Busters on the field. I know getting rid of monsters is not as hard as it used to be, so we'll see what happens with this deck, but we definitely could see this deck getting a bunch of play coming into 2020. So another deck I do believe is going to be super powerful and busted is all the Shooting Quasar Dragon decks that are going to be coming out. This card is so powerful and broken, and when it's on the field it's a negate, and then when it dies you get to special summon another Shooting Star Dragon from your extra deck, and you can just keep attacking as many times as the monsters you use for it that weren't tuners. So I do think we're going to be seeing a bunch of Shooting Quasar decks popping up. And we were speaking of frogs earlier, and this is another deck that is now not limited by Link summoning. They're going to be able to play and get out 2 to 3 toads in the main monster zones, and you can use your extra monster zone for any link monsters like a Borosword or even my starboards. You can keep using those. So frogs could definitely be seeing lots of play. So definitely 6 Sams are coming back. We're gonna be able to fill the board with these guys. I remember playing these when they first came out. It was just spam nonsense. So we will be able to do this again with all the synchros and the XYZs, and we won't be limited. The new Link monster is an awesome addition to the 6 Samurais as well. I do think 6 Sams will be coming back. So the fan favorite is probably going to be coming back, Burning Abyss. Everyone wants to see this deck, and they want to see Dante come back, and now we can get multiple Dantes on the board. So I definitely can expect to see Burning Abyss come back and see a lot of people playing this, because this is one of the fan favorites when it came out. Another deck I wanted to talk about is Dragoonides. I want to know if these are going to be able to be seen play now, because this was my favorite deck when I was a kid. I was able to get a bunch of synchros on board, and this was actually, I think, one of my first competitive decks, if not the first one. I definitely want to see Dragoonides come back, because we are not limited to the Guard Dragon plays, as well as any other dragon deck for that matter that involves synchros or XYZs. None of them are limited to the Guard Dragons now, so you're not required to play them. So we can definitely expect to see lots of dragons come back, and I personally hope to see that Dragoonity can see some play once the new 2020 format comes into effect. And the last deck I wanted to talk about is Dinosaurs. So Miscellaneousaurus just came back to 3. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is here, so this deck could be pretty problematic coming in the 2020 format once we're not restricted. So this one is probably going to be seeing lots of play. Could be in the top tiers. What do you guys think about the dinos? Let me know down below. If you guys want to actually play with the Master Rule 5, you guys are able to if you hop on the Yugioh Pro. You can actually go and add this card into your deck. It's called Master Rule April 1st 2020 Revision. You can just type revision into the search bar, and it should be like the first card that comes up here. And it doesn't matter, it's not an actual card in your deck, it's just there, and then at the start of the duel it'll ask both players if they're down to use the new Master Rules that are coming out in April to practice with. So you can put this in any deck you want, and you can go try out any deck that has lots of XYZs, synchros, or fusions, and you'll be able to play with them. And yeah, it's pretty good. So that's all you guys have to do. You have to search the Master Rules April 1st 2020 revision card. Now I'll just quickly show you guys what it is and how it happens. So you just join into a lobby. This guy's got MR5 on, so we're gonna boot up the game. These are not even gonna So we're gonna get into the game here. And when the game boots up here, the first thing that's gonna happen is Master Rules April 1st 2020 is gonna come in. You're gonna press OK and press agree to the game rules, and then he agrees, and that's all it is. And now you're able to summon monsters into the main monster zones, just like you would be able to in April 2020. So you can see now the field is summonable with Synchro, XYZ, and Fusions all at the same time. You're not limited to one. You can do all of them at the same time and multiple. So this is going to be really good, and it's going to bring back lots of decks, and it's going to bring a lot of people back into the game as well, because a lot of people left once the Link summoning era came because their decks basically died. And now all of this plus links as well. So with all these new rules, this is probably going to be the biggest and diverse format of Yu-Gi-Oh ever. We're gonna have all the current decks as well as all the previous decks trying to compete. It's gonna be crazy, and I'm gonna love to play in this format and see how it's gonna turn out and what cards are gonna get banned before this new rules come into effect. So we are getting these rules April 1st as well as the OCG. If you want to see more content on these when they come out, make sure you subscribe with the bell notifications and comment down below on what you think of it. Make sure you like the video if you want to support the channel. This is Banished for Cost, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.